one final example. In this one, we are going to be finding the density. So again, this is on page 70. This is the third example on page 70. What is the density of gold if 0.02780 moles of gold has a volume of 0.2836 milliliters? Now this one is a little bit different because remember, density is found by dividing. So our density is equal to our mass over the volume. I'm going to show you two ways of doing this question, okay? We already have our volume, that is 0.2836 milliliters. You could change it to liters, but you do not need to. And we need the mass of the gold, and we don't know the mass of the gold, but we do know moles of gold, and we can convert that into mass. So the grams of gold, AU, is equal to 0.2780 moles of gold times, we need to cancel moles of gold and find grams of gold. That is our molar mass from the periodic table, 197.0 per 1 mole. And we get 5.4766 grams of gold. Remember, do not round this number. Leave a couple extra sig figs, 1 or 2 extra, so we don't end up with a rounding error later. 5.4766 grams of gold divided by 0.2836 is 19.31 grams per milliliter. So that is the first way you can do this. A second way that you could do it is you could say, okay, my density. So that's the first way. Our second way, density still equal to mass over volume. And I could put 0.2836 milliliters on the bottom. And I could actually just put my 0.2780 moles on the top. And I can convert right in here. I can say I don't want moles on the top. I want to cancel moles of AU and find grams of AU. And when we do that, we have 197.0 per 1, and we get, let's see, same thing, 19.31 grams per milliliter. So it doesn't matter which of the two ways you choose, just make sure that don't do something like this. This is where people will go wrong. They'll say the density of gold is, and we will go 0.2780 moles of gold times 197.0 grams of gold per mole, and we will get 5.4766 grams of gold. Now, at this point, you can say everything on either side of these equal signs is equal. Yes? What people will sometimes do at this point, and this is what is wrong, okay, is they will take those grams and they're just going to chuck in a division right here. And they'll say, okay, I would like to divide those grams by 0.2836 milliliters, so why should I bother rewriting it? And the problem is that while things used to be equal, right, all of this was equal to all of this was equal to this, once you stick that red stuff underneath, it's no longer equal. 5.4766 is not equal to 5.4766 divided by 0.2836. And if you want to, I can show you my lab book where I have marks taken off for that from university. And so yeah, it's important that you don't just chuck a division at the end of a conversion string. You can't do it because it makes things not equal. So don't do that. It is a bad thing to do. You would have to do the division on a separate line and then say the density is equal to the mass over the volume equals 5.4766 grams over 0.2836 milliliters. You would have to do that on a separate line after you finished right there. Thank you very much. That's it.